Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the headliners. Mikey, it's Taco Thursday.
Taco Thursday. Fajitas.
Fajitas. So
Did you push a button? Try again.
It was muted. That's right.
Yeah.
How about that? Ha
Fucking thing sucks.
There you go. Hi, Gina.
Hi, Gina in the chat. We'll banter for a minute or two while the chat arrives. Mikey, we've been playing some video games.
We did.
And we played some Street Fighter.
We might have.
That game is ridiculous.
What do you mean?
That game is ridiculous. I played a couple of online games.
Yeah, how'd that
Boy.
go?
Who boy?
You thought I was bad. I play like that to defend myself against the rest of them.
Playing against Sagat is bad and wrong.
It's not fair.
That's
He's
all.
so big.
Wrong, but it doesn't make them fascist.
I think in the thing he's like 7'5".
He's ridiculous.
Bro, Ryu's 5'10".
Yeah.
Chill.
He's taller than Zangief.
Which should be illegal anyway.
I was getting absolutely housed by people.
Yeah.
And yeah, every time I came up against someone who played Sagat, I was like, well, I'm not winning this game.
That's why I like it. That's why I like JP. And now I got my little paddle here, so I can keep people away from me and get them conditioned. And then what's it called? Command grab.
Yeah. That dude's command grab is crazy. He throws you pretty far. And then you're all up in his like distance shit again.
Yes. Back to the obstacle course for you. It's like Chutes and Ladders. Like they have to keep jumping and sliding under and jumping, and then I just shoots all the way back to square one. Get away from me. You're too close.
But man, one fucking tiger knee by Sagat, and you're like, you're fucked.
You're already in the corner, damn near halfway burnt out, and it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to even do here. Hi, Billy.
They need to. Oh, here I got some. We got Billy in the chat. Oh wait, no, this is Billy's button.
Fettuccine, linguine, martini, bikini.
As prescribed.
Sarah Davies in the chat. Gina. Yeah, crazy game. I'm now addicted to it, and I can't stop.
Well, when you're ready to sit under a waterfall, which you likes crisscross applesauce, and then you want to take this stone from my hand, you just let me know.
Hey, I caught that stone a few times.
I dropped it, if we're being honest. I needed you to keep trying. But again, you showed such Tim resilient spirit where he didn't get mad for like a whole hour and a half, and I think he won twice.
Yeah.
Better than me.
I don't really get mad at like video games. I don't know why.
Personally.
I just see it like as like just a challenge to be overcome, I suppose.
A puzzle.
Yeah. Even like online, like playing Call of Duty against random fuckers. Like they're just idiots on Call of Duty. Like,
right.
This is all they got.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they got going on is Call of Duty. So if they win, let them have it. And if I can annoy them with a riot shield for a little while, that's fun for me.
I was doing that yesterday. For a few hours, I got 76-22 with no guns.
I bet you that someone reported that and was like,
Probably.
this guy's fucking cheating.
There's no way.
He didn't use any guns and he got 72 kills.
I had the least deaths on the whole map. That was the goal.
Was it throwing knives did you kill them with?
No, they were using shotguns, so they got the thermite treatment. So pretty much the whole floor was lava, and I was throwing smoke so that you couldn't see the lava. And if you walk through the smoke, I was in the smoke.
Shield wall.
Clear the streets. Clear the streets.
Here, you hold this.
Exactly. I was sharing mostly.
Oh, we got Diz in the chat.
Oi, oi.
In the chat. Enough of our video game nonsense, Mikey.
Hope you like the banter, because that was it.
This happened today.
Countries have come into effect. Minutes before, he took to social media saying it's midnight, billions of dollars in tariffs are now flowing into the United States of America.
Pause.
These tariffs or tax.
For the record and the people in the back, tariffs don't flow in. They're an internal tax only on American citizens. That is all.
Billions of dollars in tariffs are not flowing into the United States. They're just being transferred from the people to the government.
Correct. I didn't know we had so many citizens outside the U.S.
Goods exported to the US were first unveiled back in April as his plan to change the global economy, with virtually all of America's trading partners affected. The president has now also threatened a 100% tariff on foreign-made computer chips as he pushes.
Hey, Mikey, are you ready for everything that has a computer chip in it to be way more expensive?
That's why I bought everything.
Yeah.
This is the day.
Imagine buying a fucking new PC now.
Or if your graphics card goes.
Yeah. Imagine your chipset costs twice as much.
Then you will have $9,000 computers.
Yeah. Yeah.
For just regular computers. Like mine's like pro level, but not like the best that there's possible. Like 32 gigs of RAM is good, but it's not top anymore.
Ooh, I better get a RAM chip. Yeah. I think I'm going to get a RAM chip before it gets too out of control.
At least have it on the, already shipped.
Yeah.
Before.
Because I got 16 gigs of RAM and I've been putting it off, like upgrading it because it's not affecting anything right now. But if I do want to upgrade to 32, I should probably do it.
Yeah. I think I have a 4070.
Okay.
Like I don't have the legendary 4060 or the brand new 40. Or do I have a 40? I think it says it on there. The 4090 is the one that just came out. And the 60 is the legendary one. But the 70 is good. It didn't get tons of press because it's not that much better than the 60. But it runs okay.
Yeah, and my computer is like baseline, like gaming computer. It's got the good stuff, but it's like basic good stuff. And,
order now, y'all, Americans.
Yeah. Oh,
tech firms to invest in the US. Let's look at some of the details. Now, India, for example, has a levy of 25%, but President Trump has threatened to double that to 50% from next month.
Cool.
The ongoing furore of India buying Russian oil. Delhi called the move unfair, unjustified, and unreasonable. Some of the other steepest tariffs are on countries like Switzerland, Laos, and Syria. Other trading partners, well, they fare slightly better, with 15% levies on exports from the European.
Hold on one second. Why
partners? Well, they fare countries like Switzerland.
Why is Switzerland being lumped in with Syria? With like
no idea
tariffs. What did the Swiss do to anybody except for you know what it is? They stopped giving Trump credit over at the Swiss banks.
Ah.
Yeah.
And the First National Bank of Laos was like, you know what? You're irresponsible with cash.
Switzerland, Laos, and Syria. Other trading partners, well, they fare slightly better, with 15% levies on exports from the European Union, Japan, and South Korea. And they're among the few trading partners who have managed to strike deals.
And guess what? That's 15% more than we were paying.
Correct. 15 is larger than 0.
15 is 15 times more. Well, it's infinite more than 0, I suppose, because 0 is 0, and it's a weird number.
And you can slice things funnily in math.
Yeah, if you like put in 15 times 0, it comes up with weird shit. So
Deals with Washington.
What's Taco Thursday? Listen on.
yeah, listen on.
Emerged relatively unscathed with base tariffs of 10% after Sir Keir Starmer
10% more than we
secured
were
a trade
paying.
agreement with President Trump. Well, joining me now to unpick some of this is our business presenter, Sally Bundock.
These are people from other countries that are paying the tariff too. Oh, wait.
Southern Africa correspondent, Hamza Falani. Sally, first of all, I mean, we've talked about this moment for months, ever since Donald Trump brought out that huge board. Just
in the Rose Garden of the White House. We will remember it well, don't we?
Of course, here we are. I mean, how big a moment is...
God, this is like, I didn't watch this video, but I'm sure it's going to be like, these Americans are so dumb. Did everyone remember that board he brought out in April? Yeah, that was kind of silly, wasn't it?
I will only take so much from the Brexiters.
Is this for the global economy?
It's a new era for global trade that we're seeing take effect today.
Damn.
So as you say, on April 2nd, which President Trump called Liberation
Fuck you, kids.
Day, he revealed the list of countries.
Stop collecting shit. Pokemon cards are next.
Their goods when they were sent to the United States. Since that moment, there's been negotiations, deals, there's been arguments, there's been...
All right, yeah, no, this is for real. Why is Taco Bell more affordable than McDonald's right now?
I don't know, because don't nobody work at either one of them anymore.
Right, and
you go into a McDonald's, the line is down the block.
I got one of those, like, what was it called? Like a taco party pack thing. It just had like 10 tacos in it or whatever. Man, the thing costs like $20. I remember when that shit was like half that price. But McDonald's is in my state, in Connecticut, we have some of the most expensive McDonald's in the entire country.
We can't get this no more.
No.
They done jacked up the prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. No, the beef burritos are like $4.50 each.
It's like $5 for a beefy burrito. It used to be on the dollar menu.
Right. Or like $2 maybe. Yeah, they done jacked it all up.
They jacked it all up.
It's all jacked up.
Spats, and there have been all sorts of negotiations going on, and various countries now have got their own particular tariffs levels in place, and for nearly all those countries that came into effect today. Some were at slightly different times, like Brazil, for example, with this time yesterday, but for majority, today is the day. And what it means is, for America, their US levies on tariffs are now at the highest level for centuries. And as you mentioned there on social media, at the moment the tariffs came into effect, the president put out that post on social media saying billions of dollars in tariffs are now flowing into the United States of America. But what this means for the different countries and different industries as well is complicated. There is so much detail, and the devil is right in there. So if you're a pharmaceuticals company, you still don't know yet what the levies will be on your goods. He's threatened something like 200% tariffs. If you're a car maker, it's different. If you're a steel maker, it's different. If you're an American company importing all your goods from the Philippines or Vietnam or China.
Let's say you make t-shirts.
You're paying these levies and you're making decisions whether you're going to pass them on to the US consumer, your customer, or whether you're going to try and absorb it yourself. So I've spoken to chief executives of many small businesses in America who say we are on the brink. This is tipping us over the edge.
Yep, they're going to file for bankruptcy and just
There's some
retire.
Tariffs
Start
against
electronic
goods, well, semiconductors,
That's
chips
right.
in particular. Talk us through what that could mean for many people.
Well, again, this is something that was announced yesterday by President Trump in the Oval Office. And at the time, he had Tim Cook right next to him. to him, the chief executive of Apple. Basically, he said that 100% tariffs on imports of chips, semiconductors would be coming into effect soon. But there's a big exemption to that, and that is it will not apply to companies who are already manufacturing parts of their business in the US or have said they have plans to do so. And actually, at the time, as I mentioned, the CEO of Apple was right.
This is pause it. That's completely unenforceable.
Yeah,
Completely.
it is.
It's so vague and so capitalist, crony capitalist, that it's just we're not going to even look at certain companies, and they're going to be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah,
because you can't just like, all right, well, we'll only watch some of your products. Oh, really? Just some of them? Like,
yeah, it's completely
arbitrary.
First of all, the port authorities would have to like be paid a lot more for that to happen, because they have to go through everything and inspect everything then and be like, hey, where are these chips from? What company?
Right. Where'd you manufacture these?
Yeah, where'd you manufacture these? What country? Because now we got to figure out what the tariff is. Like, Jesus.
They're not going to be able to enforce any of this bullshit.
Nope. And once again, it'll just be countries not shipping stuff.
Yeah.
There was a report out the other day that the trade deficit that the United States have with China dropped because China stopped shipping stuff for a while. So it's not that Trump's reducing the trade deficit by using tariffs. He's reducing the trade deficit because nobody wants to trade.
We're not getting screwed over on those trades anymore because they're not happening.
Like the correlation is not there, but it's still causation. He's using tariffs to reduce the trade deficit, but just not the way that he wanted. They're just not going to ship stuff over.
They're just bankrupting the country. That's all this is. This has nothing to do with bringing the global economy to heel, because we've been taken advantage of. That's why our GDP has been steadily growing year after year, and it would probably be in an even better place if some fucking moron took COVID seriously and didn't let it rage across the country for 2.5 years. Yeah. Maybe if somebody was serious and not a fucking circus clown or a circus peanut of a circus clown, like perhaps we are, you know what I mean? Like all this shit is connected. And to just kind of like, well, I'm gonna just fire the bitch who didn't fucking give me the numbers I want. Okay. And then what happens next quarter? You're gonna fire them too?
Right.
Because that number is gonna be shitter than shit. And how about the guy after that guy? You're gonna fire him too? You're just gonna keep firing. No one can figure this out until you get what, fucking Marco Rubio to go up there and say 100 and then walk away.
Right.
Like,
and the problem they're going to run into is that people are just going to stop wanting to do business with us and do business with other countries. And they've already started doing that.
Yeah.
China has made deals with other countries.
Even better, Ollie up in Canada is getting orange juice again because he won't buy American orange juice. But Mexico and Canada are working it out, so they're just going directly around us. And I'm like, well, only thing that would be better if they just had like big fucking big cartoon size cartons of orange juice going up the Mississippi right past us. Like that might as well what it should be. Just a bunch of cool shit on a barge just floating past all the cities in the Midwest on the Mississippi. Oh, I wish we could have that.
And you know, China made a deal with Taiwan recently over computer chips. Like China and Taiwan don't get along
at all.
But China's like, all right, well, if the United States isn't going to play ball, we'll find other people. Like Taiwan is a big producer of semiconductors.
And that was like the whole impetus behind everyone's kind of accelerated stance towards China was their threat to Taiwan. Yeah. And Taiwan's cheat code was like, look, man, if you come in here and start bombing, you might start bombing the chip manufacturers. You might start bombing the chip facilities.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that, would you? I mean, you shut down the whole global economy if you start blowing up these chips. So they said, okay, we won't do that. We can be the responsible ones in the room. America's making a big enough ass of themselves that I can just off ramp here and look like the good guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we gave them the perfect out.
And meanwhile, Trump is...
This country was stone cold dead. We had a dead country.
Just an absolute fucking moron.
Yeah.
who doesn't understand. His favorite thing, Tim, is tariffs, and he has no idea how they work because he can't read.
So I've determined that Donald Trump is afraid of numbers. He
He's
is
a numberophobe.
Yeah, he has a fear of numbers, and it was proven when he fired that person from the Board of Labor Statistics over numbers. Like, he has a fear of numbers. He has never liked them, not once.
All these numbers in math.
He goes around. Hey, Mikey, how much is a gallon of gas in your area?
Like 360.
Yeah, mine's around three. The gas station down the street from me is like 320.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, a gallon of gas is under $2. When was the last time a gallon of gas was under $2?
So you know how he don't read, as we've established. So what they do is they bring him charts, and they bring him graphs, and then they show him lines and lines and bars on the graph. What he keeps referring to is E85, because that's included on it. It's like 87, 89, 91, or 93.
Yeah.
But then down at the very beginning is the corn ethanol, the E85, which 1, maybe 2-3% of cars run on. That's what's down at that number.
I mean, he might be.
So he keeps talking about the E85 price as if people fucking put E85 in their goddamn cars. But he will. You can compare the, look up the gas prices average on that day, and then look at the day he did his press conference. He's always talking about E85 has gone down. He's never talking about gasoline.
Yeah.
Not dinosaur blood. Not that shit. Not the old shit. But
the corn oil.
Yeah, the corn oil is what he keeps saying is the cheapest it's ever been. No one uses it. None of our cars run on it.
He could be referring to the market price of gasoline, which is around $2.10. Like, reformulated gasoline is right now trading at $2.09. But he's not anticipating or taking into federal, state, local gasoline taxes.
Correct.
Which is pretty significant depending on the state you live in. Like California, their gasoline taxes are crazy. They pay like $4 for a gallon of gas.
Here's what it's cheaper than Europe. Europe, and like if you've been to like the Caribbean, we're on the cruise. Dude, they're paying $8 a gallon.
Oof. $8 a gallon is rough.
Everybody has scooters. I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Give me a 1-cylinder. If I can mix some oil in this gasoline, put it in there with a thimble.
A thimble of gasoline will get you 100 miles.
Yeah, this will get me back and forth to work for 2 weeks.
Cook pledging he would invest a further $100 billion into new manufacturing in the United States.
Should have did that first.
However, it's very unclear what this will mean. This was something that was said by the president. It's not in paper. It's not in writing. It's not a deal by any means yet, or an executive order. So, for example, South Korea already today, in reaction to that, have said, well, actually, our 2 biggest players in this sector, which is Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix, it doesn't apply to them because we have a deal with the US, which means that our lower tariff will apply as opposed to 100%. And this is always the issue with this story.
So the tariffs are meaningless on top of
Germany or Brazil.
Yeah, he's undercut his own tariff.
Means Malaysia. The story
he's halfway in, halfway out already.
Well, not only are the tariffs meaningless, but these investments he keeps mentioning from other countries, like we're going to invest $500 billion into the United States. I heard there was some fight back on that from the UK when he said the UK was not the UK, the European Union was investing like $600 billion into and they're like,
no, we're not.
No, we're not. Who told you that?
He thinks that he's getting $31 trillion in from all these assholes from the Middle East who were kissing his ass while he was over there. Dude, that is not happening. If they have 31 trillion, we'd only have 5 trillion left on the debt.
Yeah. So I don't know where he's getting all these numbers from. Once again, he's afraid of the real numbers.
He can't do commas. That's what the problem is.
He can't do decimals.
No, decimals and commas are not fair. Just make a big long thing of numbers.
I'm pretty sure in math class, Trump was like, I don't know what this is.
We can't read
It all looks
commas.
Greek to me. He was like,
no Muslim letters.
You can't explain that.
Those letters are Muslim. I'm not learning them.
To the industry you're in as well. So it's complicated, but do look at our website and the BBC News app because there's a lot more detail there.
Sally, thank you so much for boiling
Got
that
some
down.
breaking UK news.
Go
Hold on a
around the
sec.
world now.
COVID vaccinations will only be offered to those age 75 plus or those who are immunocompromised. Those with respiratory or cardiac conditions will be excluded, which makes zero sense.
I'll do you one better, Chrissy. Our Secretary of Health and Human Services decided to defund vaccine research the other day.
$500 million in vaccine research gone.
Yeah, because he said that, and I forget where I heard this, but he said that the kind of vaccines, I forget what the name of it was, like
mRNA.
the mRNA vaccine was ineffective against viruses like COVID.
Except it isn't.
Except it saved 14 million people
Correct.
potentially from dying. You know, instead of 16 million people dead in the United States, we only had about 2 million.
Oh yeah, Tim, how many years did you go to medical school?
I have more medical training than RFK does.
Because RFK didn't go.
RFK is more of a chemistry guy. He deals in substances.
Yeah, he likes to ingest substances into his person. He's that kind of scientist. Furthermore, frontline NHS staff and care home staff will no longer be eligible for the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, well, our country doesn't believe in vaccines anymore, so.
Oh, and I thought about this yesterday when I couldn't sleep. Hey, Brits. Starmer is your Biden. Be careful.
Yeah, he definitely is.
He's rolling over on and showing his belly at the wrong spots. You guys might be compromised. Because they are running this shit. Yeah, like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bald. But yeah, it is looking a lot like over here where you're getting somebody in who's on the left. He's fine. He'll do for now. And he is slowly but surely doing things that you guys don't agree with. Compromised.
And like, you know, he patted Trump on the back when they were doing that press conference. So,
oh, sir, can your boot fit further down my throat? Like, Jesus, Kiera, have some pride, mate.
And gay.
You wouldn't see Carney doing any of that shit.
No,
He'd tell Trump to go fuck himself.
Yo, Canada might be low-key the best spot on the earth to live.
Reaction to this. Let's speak to our India business reporter, Davina Gupta, who's in Delhi. So,
what up, Davina?
5% tariffs for India, possibly going up to 50%.
Wow, there's ghosts all around her. You see him just jump across the screen.
What is the reaction there?
Well, let's break down this headline number of 50%. And as Sally was saying, India's story is quite different because here are two sticking points between India and US when they're trying to negotiate a trade deal. The first has been what US has said, India's import of Russian crude. Now, India is the world's third largest oil importer because it's also the world's most populous nation. So it needs to keep
exactly
at an affordable rate. And that's where Russia comes in, which is India's biggest supplier right now, giving that fuel at an
Hold on, yeah, Chrissy makes a good point. This is the shit we're talking about. This is the RFK shit. That there's no scientific evidence that that vaccines prevent COVID infections. Like,
but there is scientific evidence that prevents infection in the 75 plus age group. That smells more like they're trying to penny pinch. And here's the thing. Like, I wish all governments kind of understood what the Trump phenomenon really means. Your bullshit is up. He has spoiled the broth for all of you. Everyone is wanting transparency. Everybody's wanting accountability. All big projects that were promised in the past are come due. No, Trump has pissed the earth off and activated them politically.
Yeah.
All of them. So I'm telling y'all, UK, you better fucking get Starmer under heel or he's going to Biden you into Farage. Guaranteed. He's going to hand it over. Welcome back to the White House, bitch ass. Fuck you, Joe. I'm still mad at him.
India has said that it cannot compromise on that because it needs to keep its national interest in mind. The second story, the second sticking point here has been its agriculture sector. The US believes India's agriculture sector has quite high tariffs. It wants to enter the sector with genetically modified goods, but India has been pushing hard. India's Prime Minister just this morning said that we want to protect our farmers and we want to protect that in our national interest. So India is not budging there either. And that's where we're seeing that a strong message coming out from this economy that it's unjustified what the US is doing at the moment. They are open for negotiations, but on their own terms. And this has made exporters and small businesses in leather and textiles and gems and jewelry industry quite nervous because at a 50% tariff, which would be levied in just about 3 weeks from now, if there is no negotiation, they're looking at an extremely uncompetitive market because they have to then look at prices of goods like garments coming from Bangladesh or Vietnam, which will be cheaper in the American market. They won't be able to compete. Most of them have told us they won't be able to absorb this cost. They will have to pass it on to their consumers. So it will be an extremely difficult time for them. They're quite nervous, but are hoping for a negotiation going ahead to reach a compromise between two sides.
Davina Gupta, thank you for joining us. We're going to head on over to South Africa and speak to Pumza Fulani. Now, South Africa's being hit.
What would it benefit the American people to have access to a market with 1 billion people in it?
Right.
There's no way we could have sold anything to that billion people.
1.5 billion people.
I mean, come on, dude. Like, why are you so bad at everything? It's right there. Sell people shit. They give you money for the shit that you sold. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Speaking of Trump being afraid of numbers. Hold on.
He'd come, maybe he wouldn't even come.
Oh, look at Lutnick back there.
Save your time.
Meeting to talk about the Epstein situation, and I think the reporter who reported it needs to get better sources.
Look, the whole thing is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country. And that's just a way of trying to divert attention to something that's total bullshit.
Hold on. What's his face? Lawrence O'Donnell had a good point yesterday watching his thing.
Oh, yeah? LOD?
Trump has truly normalized the president cursing in explicit. Okay, you gonna play that one?
We're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation.
Cap.
Those are the actual words of the least believable vice president in history today in the Oval Office. And his plans for a meeting at the vice president's residence tonight to talk about the Epstein situation leaked so widely, including to NBC News, that James David Vance had to deny that he was.
JD stands for James David?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Was planning.
It was James Donald. Or no, it was James David. He changed it to James Donald.
Ugh, gross.
It was before he met Trump, but it all fits into his weird "I need a daddy" complex.
Was it before or after he started fucking couches?
Before.
Okay.
The couch fucking came after.
He'd come, maybe.
About the Epstein situation. He didn't deny the meeting. He simply said, we're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. We got to tell people that. So they're having a dinner powwow at JD Vance's dorm, and everyone, it's a BYOB, and we're all just getting together. Everyone who's ever met Epstein at JD's house, and it has nothing to do with Epstein. We're just having dinner.
Plus the Justice Department, like top officials at the Justice Department will be there.
They're also just friends that also love chili. I'm making chili. Summer chili. White bean chicken summer chili.
And apparently that meeting is no longer happening now because we all found out about it and they're like, yeah.
No.
We were never, that was not a thing that was going to happen.
Lutnick, more like licknut. No, it's not Lutnick. It's Nutlick.
Nutlick.
Yeah, Nutlick.
Nutlick.
Purposefully.
What up, Tejas?
Or even disingenuous.
Hi, Cortez.
Is about the Epstein situation. Every Trump event and every Trump meeting, Trump administration meeting, Trump White House meeting is about the Epstein situation. Everything Donald Trump and everyone in his White House is doing all day, every day now is about the Epstein situation. It's about how to extract Donald Trump from his personal history.
You can.
This child rapist, Jeffrey Epstein, who said, quote, I was Donald's closest friend for 10 years. That meeting in the Oval Office today, where
you're
Donald
fucked,
Trump
dude.
He was giving an illegal, unconstitutional 100% tariff on computer chips, was about the Epstein situation. It was about distracting attention from the Epstein situation. And it worked with almost all the White House reporters in the room who were allowed to ask questions. 33 questions were allowed from the White House press corps in that room, and exactly 4 of them were about the Epstein situation. Actually, 2 questions, each with a follow-up, which is really 2 questions about the Trump situation, because there is no Epstein situation. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. And as long as Donald Trump is...
I don't know why we're still talking about him.
We just talk about dead people all the time. That's weird. Why are you obsessed with the dead? It's weird you always talk about ghosts.
Trump. Therefore, everything that I want to happen needs to happen.
Alive, Donald Trump should face questions and suspicions about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And the White House press corps should unite in its pursuit of answers to those questions. But
except the White House press corps ain't going to do that.
No, they got rid of the journalists.
Yeah, they're mostly handpicked fucking Trump guys. Like Tim Pool's in there sometimes. Yeah. Like they're not. They're trying to focus on quote like the new media, like podcasters. Like I wish I would get invited to the press pool.
Oh, they wouldn't let us in twice. We might get in the first time, but
the current White House press corps has no idea how to do that. The current White House press corps is mostly lost. Yeah. And so each time Donald Trump was asked about Jeffrey Epstein today, the next reporter asking a question immediately changed the subject, which is exactly what Donald Trump wanted that reporter to do, exactly what Donald Trump is counting on from those reporters. We have never had a more reliably weak White House press corps when presenting questions to a president of the United States. Catherine Lucy of Bloomberg asked a good question about Jeffrey Epstein with a quick follow-up. And Nancy Cortez of CBS asked a question about Ghislaine Maxwell, a good question, meeting with Donald Trump's criminal defense lawyer with a quick follow-up. And not another reporter in the room asked a question about Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell or Donald Trump's criminal defense lawyer meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell or Ghislaine Maxwell being switched to a low security prison, which she was not qualified to be transferred to, and which is now involving extra expense for taxpayers because the security at that prison had to be enhanced simply because that one sex criminal has arrived at that prison. The only sex.
Yeah, I heard they won't let her train the puppies. They got like a dog training program for inmates. They can train service dogs, and the company that does that was like, yeah, not her. Don't let her near our dogs.
We would like to not have our dogs trafficked.
Yeah.
Ex-criminal ever to be assigned to that low security prison. Robert Hood, a former Bureau of Prisons chief of internal affairs, told NBC News in an email that, quote, Maxwell's transfer to the camp in Bryan is a travesty of justice. To relocate a sex offender serving 20 years to a country club setting is offensive to victims and others serving similar crimes, wrote Hood. 28 questions by the White House press corps today were not about that, had nothing to do with that. And not one of those 28 questions got an answer from Donald Trump that illuminated anything. Not one of the 28 questions got an answer from Donald Trump that was real in any sense. Every one of those 28 questions got a flow of nonsensical gibberish from Donald Trump that included lies. And so the White House press corps is failing before our eyes. Every chance they get to question Donald Trump, every time they fail to pursue the only president in history who had a best friend for 10 years who was raping children nearly every day of those 10 years.
Watch that R word.
Donald Trump's own Justice Department, which he now owns and operates, has said that Jeffrey Epstein raped over 1,000 victims. 1,000. More than 1,000. They don't know how many. They don't know how many thousands of children.
Listen, Lawrence, I know you're on like premium cable, but damn, bro. Stop with the R word.
Jeffrey Epstein may have raped. And most of the White House press corps does not care. Nothing can make them care. Most of the White House press corps has no idea what any of those victims of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell have said under oath about what happened to them.
It sure does.
We are watching the worst president in history manipulate the worst White House press corps in history every day. But not Catherine Lacey and not Nancy Cortez, not today. It was Catherine Lucy of Bloomberg who got Donald Trump to lie about the J.D. Vance meeting, about the Epstein situation.
Oh, we're just careful about the R word because we don't want to get like demonetized and yelled at by YouTube. Sometimes they do that.
There's a ship is sailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Because I think okay. We've never gotten in trouble for it. I guess that's because we've been careful.
Yeah. We don't use it just because YouTube is very sensitive about those things.
And we don't want to trigger people.
Yes.
Is President Vance hosting a gathering this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
Is he working on what?
Is he hosting some kind of gathering of top advisors this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
I don't know. I could ask you that question.
Oh, you can ask us?
Yeah.
That was Donald Trump lying. Everyone in that room knows that Donald Trump was lying when he said he doesn't know if his vice president was having a meeting about him. The other reporters in that room did not care that Donald Trump just lied to their faces and laughed at them, saying, I don't know. I could ask you that question.
That's such a dumb response. I could ask you that question. But you're the president. You're supposed to answer the question. Don't just be like, I could ask you the same thing. Like, that's like fucking preschool shit.
How fat was she? Like, that's what you're like, you know, like that's he's doing the my wife is so loud. How loud is she? Like, that's the thing he's going for.
And he's like, oh, why don't you tell me? I don't know. Like, dude, you're the fucking president of the United States. You should be able to answer a question.
Well, I can lie. How about that?
Yeah.
These are the same White House reporters, many of them, who screamed at Joe Biden in unison about the same subject when they believed their job was to attack him. And when they teamed up to attack Joe Biden's White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, they conducted coordinated screaming attacks on her. And Donald Trump stands there and lies to their faces, insults them, and laughs at them, and they accept it.
Yeah.
Here's the rest of what Donald Trump said in response to Catherine Lucy of Bloomberg.
I don't know. I could ask you that question. I don't know of it, but I think here's the man right here.
I saw it reported today, and it's completely fake news. We're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation. And I think the reporter who reported it needs to get better sources.
Look, the whole thing is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country. And that's just a way of trying to divert attention to something that's total bullshit. Okay?
They're used to it now. They are completely beaten down. The White House press corps hears the president of the United States in the Oval Office use profanity, and they have absolutely no reaction to it whatsoever. The first president in history to do that. And he now does it repeatedly, especially about this subject. The Epstein situation, which is really the Trump situation, is what pushes Donald Trump to use that word and use it repeatedly. Donald Trump brings his deviancy into the Oval Office and flashes it for all to see and hear, his vulgarity, his profanity. Most of us use profanity, but most of us know when it's inappropriate. We don't use words like that in church. We don't use words like that with children. We don't use words like that here on this program. And children have been listening admiringly to presidents of the United States since the invention of radio. And children have only heard one president in history descend into the puddle of profanity that Donald Trump routinely uses. Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan used to use the phrase defining deviancy down to describe what Donald Trump has done to presidential conduct and presidential language. Donald Trump has defined the deviancy down to his personal deviancy. And the entire Republican Party supporting Donald Trump has succumbed to Donald Trump's deviancy. His
Nazis.
deviancy includes repeatedly giving his best wishes to.
Speaking of Nazi shit, I just read a headline that said Trump is going to require universities to give him admission statistics based on race.
Right.
All the public universities.
Right.
Like,
I'm going to cut your funding.
Yeah. And, you know, we watched the segment from Rachel Maddow on Tuesday about how she's like, hey, guys, we're already here. We're in the fascist authoritarian country now.
This is the bad place.
It's happened. We're in the darkest timeline. And this is just like further proof of it. Yeah, Trump he's bringing down the rhetoric to like the base level where he can just say whatever he wants. I'm sure he's wanted to swear the entire time.
Yes.
And now he said it a few times, and now it's like, oh, it's okay. It's okay to do it now.
Come on, button. Button.
I think it's a really major mistake and an insult to me.
This just in, Tim. Marjorie Taylor Greene questions GOP loyalty to America First agenda. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's questioning her place in the GOP, accusing the party of abandoning America First principles and failing to represent everyday Americans. Greene criticized Republican leadership over foreign aid, over government spending, and what she sees as weak candidates, warning the party is losing touch with young voters. This is the juicy part, and this is what I think is just someone get the leopards together. She also expressed frustration with how Republican women are treated, called out Speaker Mike Johnson, and defended her push for transparency in the Epstein case, despite opposition from Trump. So apparently they're being mean to her, and they're like treating her like an idiot blonde woman instead of taking her seriously.
I heard that there was rumblings that she was upset with how the GOP is treating women, and she has voiced her concerns about that a few times over the last month or so. And imagine Magic the Gathering being like, I don't want to be MAGA anymore because
she didn't get on the cabinet.
Yeah,
she didn't get into the extended cabinet. She's still stuck in Georgia.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of fascism,
Muted.
Damn it.
What's her name? I always forget her name.
Simone. Oh boy.
I always forget.
Yeah, I know it's Simone something.
Come on, Simone, what you got? Oh, you guys hear Stinky Mama? Yeah, she in there screaming.
The Texas Democrats who left the state to prevent Republicans from passing a rigged congressional map are now facing threats. This morning, those Democrats, along with 400 others, were evacuated from their Chicago hotel due to a bomb threat. Y'all have heard me say before that history is unbroken continuity. And the push from Republicans to dilute the will of voters in Texas and other states is escalating on a very crucial anniversary. 60 years ago today, another famous Texan, President Lyndon B. Johnson, signed into law the Voting Rights Act of 1965. The landmark legislation empowered the federal government to ensure the rights of Black voters, especially in the Jim Crow South, where Black voter turnout would soon increase exponentially. For decades, the law was reauthorized unanimously by the Senate and nearly 90% of the House. It was last re-signed by George W. Bush in 2006. But since then, Republican states and the Supreme Court have systematically chipped away at the law, leaving just a shell of one of the greatest legislative achievements of the 20th century. Joining us now are Democratic Congressman Lloyd Doggett of Texas and Democratic Congresswoman Nikema Williams.
Oh, there go my homie.
She serves as the chair of the Voting Rights Caucus, and I should note, sits in the seat that the great John Lewis used to occupy.
I guess from a number of perspectives, we shouldn't be surprised that you were evacuated from hotels. Members of the delegation were under threat and harm, given the environment that's being created by.
Can you pause real quick?
Texas.
I fully expect Kash Patel to have this wrapped up in about a month. Whoever did that, right?
Yeah, I mean
that's the FBI's job.
You're threatening, politicians.
Yeah, so you better be on it, Kash Patel.
Yeah,
that's you. That's what you signed up for, is to find the motherfuckers who did that.
Right.
Even if you disagree with motherfuckers or you agree with them, they're not allowed to get attacked and threatened by other citizens, and that is the FBI director's job.
Yeah,
hunt them down.
And just like the FBI found the guy who threatened Jim Jordan.
Quite right. Quite right.
So yeah, he should get on this. I mean, it only took them a month to find the guy who got Jim Jordan. So yeah.
So within 3 weeks now, we should have this guy.
Yeah.
It's Republicans right now. And I think, quite honestly, Representative Doggett, that this is something that we can expect even more so as Democrats draw the line and stand their ground on this issue of redistricting, because it's become a little bit more than just about where the lines are drawn, right? This is about the fundamental aspects of why this country was born. And so you have now this threat. The Voting Rights Act 60 years ago today was signed. And for my Republican friends out there, y'all just being numbnuts right now because you forget your own history. You forget the fact that it was Republican.
So you know what? That's good. I'll put that on the old soundboard.
Right now, because you forget your have now this threat. The Voting Rights Act 60 years ago today was signed. And for my Republican friends out there, y'all just being numbnuts right now because you forget your own history. You forget the fact that it was Republicans in the Senate and the House that helped move that legislation, both the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. Everett Dirksen, the minority leader in the Senate, championed that when Democrats ran away from that effort and delivered a massive level of support, 98-0 on the civil rights bill alone.
Can you imagine the Senate voting 98-0 on anything?
We're going to have lunch later. Nope, not voting on that. I ate lunch yesterday. It's against my religion to have lunch. Lunch is a tool of the Democrats to make you infertile. Like, I don't know.
I vote for dinner.
Oh, what about supper? 11sies.
I don't want to hear anything about brunch. You brunch people are weird.
The representative from the Shire will remember decorum.
So here we are, Representative Doggett, 60 years later, having to do this battle again. What does this say to you about where we go from here?
Well, today should be a moment of celebration that 60 years later, after President Johnson, who was once the Congress member from my city here in Austin, and through the blood, sweat, and tears of our friend, the late John Lewis from Representative Williams' district, and so many people who were sacrificed across the South, that we have this voting rights protection. And we have seen the progress that it has brought, not only in Congress, but in local government and state legislators all over the country. And now in this Texas redistricting case and in a case pending from Louisiana in the United States Supreme Court, we are in danger of losing Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. In Texas, what Trump's done here is not all that different from when he turned to the Georgia Secretary of State and said, I need 11,740 more votes in Georgia. Here, he sent his command to a more willing and compliant state Republican and said, just give me 5. I just need 5 Republicans to replace 5 Democrats so I can stay in power and begin to my march across America to eliminate other Democrats, basically to steal next year's election in the actions he's taking this year. And yes, not unlike the struggles of the civil rights movement, bomb threats, intimidation. This afternoon claims that the Attorney General initiated an action claiming possible bribery by those who are trying to raise money to support these folks. Our Attorney General and our governor fighting over who should be the one to try to remove the chair of our Democratic leadership in the State House from office. And just as with the racial charges of the past, that chair is a very great guy from Houston, Gene Wu. And one of the Republicans today sent out a message, why doesn't he return to China, or has he returned to China? Not unlike some of the slurs against African Americans and against Hispanics in the past.
Yo, that's fucked up.
I missed what he said. Sorry. I was reading. What did he say?
Chair is a very great guy from Houston, Gene Wu. And one of the Republicans today sent out a message, why doesn't he return to China, or has he returned to China? Not unlike some of the slurs against African Americans and against Hispanics in the past that characterized the race.
What you mean in the past? We catch them all the time on hot mics.
Yeah, they say that shit all the time.
LA City Council last year, we caught them on hot mics. Like, they always get caught. And them was Latino people.
Yeah, but now it's not like a hot mic moment. It's out in the fucking open. They're just saying that, like, oh, why isn't this dude who has an Asian sounding name go back to fucking China? Like, you don't know.
Way to go, Jubilee. You radicalized them.
Great. Yo, we got Mikey, we for real have to do like a deep dive on the cultural damage that Jubilee is doing to this country.
I don't know. I think it's just, I think Jubilee is allowing the country to hurt itself. I don't know if you've ever seen anybody have like a grand mal seizure or something like that, but as like a non-doctor, there isn't really anything that you can do, and doctors have very limited things that they can do. So then, like, one of my one of my subordinates at work at my old job would have seizures, and I talked to her aunt. She lived with her aunt and her aunt and uncle, and I talked to them, and she's like, well, when it happens, pretty much all you can do is just like make sure she doesn't hurt herself. And yeah, don't call 911, don't call an ambulance. It's very expensive. She's gonna be fine. We have medication for it. It just happens sometimes. So I'm like, okay. That girl was 5'5", maybe average build. Brother, I'm talking about in the middle of a seizure, she lifted me off the ground with her left thigh.
Jeez.
It is 100% use of your muscles so they can slam their hands into the ground. They can smash their face into things. She is not there. Just completely not there. And her body is doing whatever the hell it wants to do. So your job is to make sure that she doesn't hurt you or anything on the ground or hurt herself. Right now, Trump is our grand mal seizure. And there is nothing to slow him down. No one is jumping on top of him so he doesn't slam his face into the concrete or break his hands against a wall. No one is there. So we're going to have several broken bones from this grand mal seizure.
And is Jubilee one of those broken bones?
Jubilee is flashing lights. It is a certain song and flashing lights. It's just
because I watch those and I've watched a bunch of them now, and it seems like fucking the gladiator tournament of debates. It seems like this is for the people's amusement.
Bread and circuses.
Yeah, like watch Mehdi Hassan debate 20 people who would rather see him deported from the country, or inexplicably, or watch fucking Sam Cedar debate 20 white nationalists. Like
debate a girl who's a trad mom with no relationship and no kids,
or like watch Jake Uger debate 20 random people who just don't like him.
Yo, he got absolutely barbecued. I only got halfway through it. I was watching it with my wife yesterday, and see, this is and we're already talking about it, so we'll just go ahead and dive into it now. Like, the problem with Cenk Uygur and the TYT model is, sorry, California, they are California Democrats. What does that mean? California Democrats are not the same as New York, Detroit, Chicago, Boston. These are like metropolitan, urban centered kind of like political bases. California is not that. California doesn't give a shit about LA because they have their own problems and they're very busy being famous and rich. This is like the rest of California, which is largely suburban. They have a lot to say about LA. So their Democrats are constantly in this framework of, well, we have the numbers, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
That's not how you run a movement.
No.
We have the ports and we have all this money, so we'll do whatever we want. That's what Texas does.
Yeah.
So instead of having like, for as much money as California brings in, there is no excuse for the minimum wage not being $40 an hour.
Right.
In that state. But they say, look, it's better than Republicans. Therefore, we have the moral high ground. Therefore, we are right. Cenk also doesn't believe in affirmative action. He thinks it was good initially, but he thinks it's bad now, and we shouldn't do any of that stuff now. And everyone should just, you can get into the gladiator circle yourself, and then you can become the emperor. Like, that is not how this works. And this pie in the sky, I don't even know, like, it's not NIMBY, but it's like NIMP, like not in my party.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Like, being an East Coast liberal, the California Democrats are so weird to me.
They're like borderline Republican.
Yeah, like your Kamala Harris's, your Nancy Pelosi's,
Gavin Newsom,
Adam Schiff. I don't trust them, and I've never seen a California Democrat as like a genuine liberal.
Right.
They've never felt that way to me, because California has a lot of problems when it comes to getting stuff done. They've always promised things and never delivered them. And a good example is, like, California was supposed to build high-speed rail, like back in the 80s.
Yep.
And the governor promised it. And even Gavin Newsom promised that we'd get it going. And it's just never happened. California is what happens when Democrats just want to regulate things, and shit just costs. It just costs too much to do anything in California, and so they don't try anymore.
But they take in and this is this is poor leadership, I think.
Yeah,
it is. I don't think it's a reflection on the Californians. And
no,
it's not a reflection on the people. It's just like they consistently fall for people who look good on camera, look good in a debate, and have one issue that they're good on, and then they just completely stick their head in the sand for the rest of the shit. In the middle of the country and out east, there is a purity test, and people can argue whether or not that's valid and whether or not people actually have the right to do all these things, and maybe they shouldn't be going after their own party. They should just fall in line like the Republicans. Oh, sorry. That's not how it happens for us. Like, you need to be a good person or you're going to get the fuck out of here. And we're going to like, there's other people in line. So we're not afraid of smiting somebody that we liked previously to get somebody better in there. I don't feel like California does that.
No. Like, for example, Governor Newsom has a podcast where he sometimes platforms white nationalists.
Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon, first 2 episodes of a show.
You would never catch, let's say, Senator Murphy from Connecticut.
J.B. Pritzker.
Yeah, you would never catch those guys platforming white nationalists on their podcast. Like, if Chris Murphy had, I don't know if he does, but if he did, it certainly wouldn't have fucking Steve Miller on it.
Yeah, Hochul's going to have Marjorie Taylor Greene on to talk about space lasers.
Yeah, like he would be rightly ostracized and possibly thrown out of the party for inviting white nationalists to have a platform with him.
And I think, and just like I was saying for the UK people, you guys have to be very careful about your parties and party affiliations, because the DNC let Nancy Pelosi make hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then everybody knew what she was up to and nobody did a motherfucking thing. That's a problem. You can't increase your personal wealth by hundreds of millions of dollars whilst Sacramento has 2 miles of motherfucking RVs parked along the side of the road full of people living and sending their kids to school and going to work.
Yeah.
From the side of the fucking road. So miss me with the 4th largest, 5th largest economy bullshit when you can't even get people into houses. Because, and this is where the abundance thing kicks in. The abundance thing is a California Democrat idea. Just let the regulations go and we'll build it. No, because you've been manipulating the rules as they stand now to get yourselves into the room to have the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are already pickpockets. So now that they pickpocketed themselves up into high class, highfalutin society, we're supposed to take this abundance idea as if it's genuine and they actually give a shit about every American. Yeah, they have a line on this where they're gonna make a lot of fucking money. So it's like, fuck, no, I don't care. No, fuck you. You don't get the money either.
So yeah, I'm about halfway through the book, and the high-speed rail is one of the things they talk about in the book.
Yeah.
And you're right. Some of the stuff in there is like, oh, well, you're going to have to let corporations blah, 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 and deregulate and all that. And like, that's not going to work. Capitalism is not going to fix the problem. Capitalism is the problem.
Right. Like, the housing market is so upside down back, like in the hood of LA. A single family home is $1 million.
Yeah.
$985,000 for a house. What are we talking about?
Yeah. And we're going on a tangent, but
it's all good.
They talked about in the book, the very first chapter was about zoning regulations.
Mm-hmm.
And how zoning was created as a way to keep the poors and minorities out of like white neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all 100% true. Like, zoning regulations were created to fucking segregate and to keep the homeless out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what those are for. That's where NIMBYism comes from. But their ideas for fixing it are not the right ideas, because their idea is to shift the zoning regulations into building more housing.
Which is the wrong idea, I think. I think categorically is just wrong.
Right.
That is wrong for the country to do that. We do not need to build we do not need one more fucking house built.
We have enough. We have enough.
We have more empty houses than fucking homeless people. So fucking spare me the melodrama of these boomers who want to make passive incomes of $3,000 a fucking month. That's what this is about.
Yeah.
That's what this is. This is divvying up the millennials and the Gen Z and the Gen Alphas. This is divvying them up for who can take all of their shit and what percentage of their shit you get to take. That's what this is. I got the perfect solution to solve the housing crisis right now. Right now. If you are a company and you own property, if you're a private equity firm and you own property and you don't fucking live there and you don't spend personally, the person who owns the deed, not a business, a person. Yeah. If you don't live there 6 months out of the year, goes back to the state. State has an auction. Someone in the neighborhood can buy the fucking house. And then that person who purchases it, your fucking candy ass better be there 6 months out of the year. Because if you're not, it's getting auctioned and going to somebody else. That's how this shit needs to work. These are caves. These are tents. These are home buildings like this. That is all this is. And for everyone to take that and treat it like fucking Pokemon cards and to say it's okay for fucking thousands of people to sleep on the side of the fucking highway in an RV van is perfectly acceptable. And then fucking Kamala Harris is in the fucking stands at the goddamn basketball game like we're supposed to fucking clap for her. What are y'all talking about? They have stolen 3 generations worth of wealth right in front of you. Shut down all upward mobility for 3 fucking generations. And I'm supposed to give a shit about somebody's book called Abundance saying you should deregulate me and my friends so that we can get you out of this. How about I tax your stupid ass too? And we throw that money in the pot too.
So what I found in the book is that they do bring up genuine problems that the country does have. And then they're like, here's the corporate idea of how to solve it. Like, this is the corporate idea of how to deregulate things like the California high-speed rail. It's become too expensive. Nobody wants to fund it. It's overly regulated, and they can't use eminent domain to build the rail because they get mired down in years and years of court battles. Their suggestion for how to fix it is to do it like China does it. Like, they're like, China builds this many miles of high-speed rail a day. Like, you can go all over China with high-speed rail. The problem with they're both correct and incorrect at the same time. Yes, that is true. California is an overregulated state. It is impossible to get things done in California. However, just deregulating is not going to solve things.
Well, the regulations that are in place aren't doing anything. They're not doing the desired. They don't have the desired effect.
I think that, and this is probably true of all infrastructure projects in the entire country, with the exception of Texas, because Texas just simply doesn't care. They simply don't care.
Texas just be out there.
You can build anything wherever you want. Texas has a lack of zoning laws.
They're on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah. There needs to be
their asses in the air, their asses on the ground.
There needs to be like a philosophical look at how regulation and zoning and infrastructure works, especially when it comes to like government projects. Like, the interstate system probably would have been impossible to build today because of regulations.
But that I feel like that's cap. I feel like that's cap. I feel like that is their shining of the turd, so that they can get their clout, because they never talked about this before. Like, no, if we haven't built any houses, why did the book come out now and not 6 years ago? Because we had the same problem.
And that's 100% true. But I think there's a philosophical difference between where we are currently with regulation and especially when it comes to infrastructure and like where we need to be. I don't think deregulation is the solution. I think that we need to.
Can you give me an example of like one of the things? Because I know they get like one of them was like parking lots, just so we can get even more into the weeds on this.
Yeah.
That is such cap.
Yeah,
that is such cap. Like, oh well, now what are we supposed to do? Why can't I just? So you want to sell me a unit and not have me have anywhere to park? Well, why should I have to worry about where you park? That's this. They just like, well, why should I have to like put in a parking garage for this fucking apartment complex that I want to put in? I don't want to build that. It's made out of concrete. It's expensive. It's going to cost all this money. I shouldn't have to do that. So if we just got rid of the regulations so that I have to provide a parking garage for these people, then me and my private equity people would take care of this impacted community. Like, what dog shit is that? Like, let me give them half of something, and that way it counts, and then they can't bitch anymore.
Well, on a very micro level, I lived in a city or a town that had that problem in their like downtown area. There wasn't enough places to park, right? And traffic was really congested, and people couldn't park anywhere because zoning regulations just didn't allow it. And then people started complaining at town hall meetings. They're like, we need places to park. Like, politicians started running on added parking spots in the downtown area. And then because certain people got elected to like zoning boards and whatnot, that changed. And then that got fixed. There was additional parking, but in addition to the additional parking, they also improved the mass transit system.
That's what I was going to say. I like, if we had walkable cities, then make your complaint. But while we have all these fucking empty homes and empty units, and they're all owned by private equity, I see a real fucking easy solution to this shit. It's called steal that shit from private equity.
Yeah.
Eminent domain that shit from private equity, and that should be state housing. Just like the UK has state housing, all these private equity properties, all these single family, like, dude, I'm not gonna get mad. I'm just gonna talk. Across nearby to me, across town, little old lady sells her townhouse. She bought it for 110. The private equity bought it for 180, and then now they are renting it out for $23.50 a month.
Oh,
they have done that 150 times probably in the last month, where somebody like they pay way over market value. They get the person out of the house. So now most of neighborhoods are owned by Zillow or BlackRock or insert non-human being landlord. You know, like that is the fucking problem. Our entire housing market has been taken.
Well, the housing market has been deregulated into oblivion.
It's worthless now. So now for a tiny bungalow, they want $160,000 at 7% interest. No one has had to get a house for 7% interest in decades.
We got a question from the chat. What is eminent domain? Eminent domain is the government buying land for public works purposes. It's basically confiscating.
There you go.
They
may compensate you for their confiscation.
Yes,
but you're giving up the land.
and what has happened to eminent domain in the last, I'd say, quarter century is it's gotten really legally iffy.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of fight back now from the citizens, and people refuse to sell their houses, and years-long legal battles and stuff like that. It used to be more like going back to the interstate highway system.
Yeah.
Eminent domain was used a lot to build the interstate highway system.
It ran right through motherfuckers' farm. They didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So, yo, we're coming through here.
And then
you want
like,
this check or no? We're just gonna leave it on the door.
There was I read about this. There was a problem in the city of New Haven, Connecticut, because there's 2 interstate highways that run through New Haven.
I thought you were gonna say there's 2 New Havens. I was like, why?
Well, what happened is the highway split neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And it was a big problem because it would destroy those neighborhoods, because these huge highways, they're like 4 or 5 lane highways, would come through a neighborhood and then just like decimate the local area.
Tulsa.
Yeah. And it took a long time for the city to recover from that. So the government using eminent domain willy-nilly just to build things is not good, because they didn't do the homework to figure out what would be the problem if we did this. So they just went through and were like, we're going to build I-95 right here, and we don't care what happens.
Tim Ballum with £5
We need to watch Strong Towns, not just bikes, and Climate Town.
Making a note.
But my thought, my theory is that when I say the philosophy needs to change, I think that when it comes to infrastructure and like public works projects, the government needs to be more careful about what they do, even with regulation. And if you're going to change things, you need to change things for the better. Like we need to move away from the car-centric suburban nonsense that we live in now, where if you don't have a car, you can't get anywhere. We need walkable towns. We need trains. We need public transport.
Or we need EV.
Yes.
Like I think it was and is one of Biden's biggest disappointments and biggest betrayals was him blocking BYD cars coming in here.
Yeah.
Because every other generation got a Asian invasion from Japan. Like the Toyotas, the old Toyotas that came in that were bulletproof. You can drop them into a volcano, wait 300,000 years, fucking still turns over. Like it was all of these like goods that Americans have creatively used to benefit themselves way more than what the product was worth. Like getting so much use out of those Honda Civics from back then, like being able to buy a brand new car for what was it, $5,000 back then, and then that car still be on the road today is an immeasurable value.
Yeah.
You get to springboard forward when you get shortcuts. You can't just keep fucking taking away all the shortcuts. And those BYD $10,000 brand new cars would have done millennials some good.
Yeah.
Me and the wife definitely would have gotten at least one of those. Because we'd love to get something. So, and back to the neighborhoods thing, we have a better chance of stemming some of our climate crisis when we have nuclear power going to the homes and people driving electric cars.
Yeah,
that's it. If it takes 5 or 6 years for America to catch up on that, that's fine. We have the space, we can catch up. But to just shut it down so that you can get a motherfucking, what is it, the fucking Mustang SUV, it's $90,000, brother.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you want me to just lease it and give it back? Like, what are we talking about? It puts people into this permanent renters space.
Tim Ballum disagrees. £5
EVs don't solve anything. More cars equal more roads equal more deaths.
I will say going back to
not if you have nuke power.
Well, I would like to see fewer cars. Like I know it's impossible in America because this country is so vast and we have so many roads and suburban infrastructure in a lot of places. But we need to invest in strategies to reduce usage of cars. Cars are ridiculous.
Tim,
they're not.
The country's too big. Okay, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. You have to have a car in America. We need cars.
At least in metropolitan areas, let's say Chicago, New York, Detroit, like you don't need a car in New York City. You just don't.
That's fine, but that's one city. I mean, it's like 50 miles, but
any of the cities.
That's 50 out of like 200 million square miles. So I'm saying though, what about the rest of us, Tim? I can't fucking walk to the market. It's 4.5 miles.
Mikey. If you had more train stations in your area, if you had better rail service, you could do things without cars.
I'm just like, picture this.
Or buses.
So you think we should start a bus? We have one bus that goes through our town on the main road.
That's a problem.
Okay, I hear that. So you want me to add buses?
Yeah, adding buses would reduce cars.
but there's not enough of us to ride the bus.
Well, you have to incentivize people to ride the bus.
There are places I'm saying where it's so spread out that it doesn't work.
I understand that.
Okay, so that being said, I would argue that much more of the country is like that or worse than the cities. I think the cities should do what you're saying. I think there should be massive free transit, but also green transit. Like green transit is, we should have started there a long time ago. Like we should be running our dump trucks, our garbage trucks, street sweepers, all of that stuff should be clean. All of it. We have, like, that's the government's job is to
tons of mice.
They already smell like onions. But that's something like that's something the government should invest in, is like these infrastructure projects, or I mean, I guess that is infrastructure, but like upgrading it. Like, why is the motherfucking mailman still driving a stick shift right hand drive crazy ass car that fucking sounds like it's about to die every time?
Even fucking Amazon has moved to like a mostly electric fleet. All of the Amazon trucks I see are electric.
Because I get that people, like everyday people like us, we are part of the problem, yes. And especially if you're like, I don't know, rolling coal on your F-250, like that, you're definitely putting out way more carbon than you should. Those people, unfortunately, we have to wait to die off. In the meantime, the vast, like the big problems that we're having as far as gas usage, we should be solving those first. And we have not even attempted to start. There's like 5 or 6 buses that run on hydrogen or on hydrogen cells.
I have a very funny story about electric buses. So I think it was 2 years ago, or it might have been during COVID, Connecticut introduced an electric bus fleet to their system. The very day that they introduced the electric buses, one of them caught fire.
Okay, small step back.
And like, it was reported.
Fund your fare.
It was like all over the news, like Ned Lamont introduces electric bus fleet as it explodes. Like,
it's actively well, where is it here?
The aircraft starts upside down and burning.
but then like every politician in the state was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. Like, no, you should. The one that caught fire was apparently defective, and the rest are fine. Like, no buses have caught fire since then. But like, everyone's like, oh man, electric buses. How much of that special fire retardant liquid you have to shoot at it before the fire goes out?
Listen, man, sometimes your first impression doesn't go the way you want it to go.
But we
could not have gone worse for them.
Our bus fleets, I mean, there's not as many buses where I live. I live in the fucking mountains, but there's a bus or two around here. But when I was living near like a city, you know, we had natural gas powered buses, we had electric buses, we had I think there was a hydrogen bus initiative as well.
Yeah.
Like,
same with the trains. I think our trains skip it, like especially downtown for Chicago. Man, I would love if they were all mag trains.
That'd be cool.
Just to be a silent train, just.
But our problem is like we're stuck in the fucking Stone Ages when it comes to rail. Like, this whole country,
we got to start at the beginning, and that's where we should be. That's where our money needs to go.
2 British pounds from Tim Ballum. Do I make the noise or do you make the noise?
Oh, yep, it's me.
He asked, most hydrogen is made from what?
Water.
I like water.
I mean, it's an elementary part.
Like, if our biggest achievement in rail happened in like the 1860s when we completed the intercontinental railroad system, and then we decided, fuck it. No advancement since then. 2 more British pounds from Tim Ballum. 4 miles on a cargo bike is no problem.
It is with a 2-year-old.
Yeah, that's true. Although I've seen a lot of electric bikes going around. People riding around with, like, electric modified bikes.
See, now that is a way, like, instead of like, you know, like in like the islands, they have like scooter culture, or in like in Asia and stuff like that. Like people just, they don't have a car, they just have a little scooty scoot, and they
Yeah.
just go to work with it and park it. They got the little helmet, you know, they just do their thing. It's not a big deal. I could totally see that happening here, but America, especially the Midwest, we present a lot of, most hydrogen is made using fossil fuels.
2 British pounds from Chris C.
Oh, but it went blue to blue, so I was like, wait, what happened? And then
Most
the background
hydrogen
is like mostly that
fossil
color.
fuels. All right.
For now,
I feel like our country is going backwards in terms, like Trump is certainly going backwards in
we're gonna
terms
have
of, like,
carburetor. We're gonna have carburetors soon.
yeah. Which
No
is
more,
fucking crazy.
no more direct injection on the carburetors.
2 British pounds from Tim Ballum, also proving us wrong. It's not fossil. No, it's fossil fuels, not water.
What?
So, if hydrogen power is not the way to go, and obviously we can't use fossil fuels forever,
My tide power generations make it a lot more sense now, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, you know, Trump just killed all the subsidies for wind and solar power,
Which is not going to help.
which is not going to help. Like we need all the wind and solar that we can get, because solar is becoming more efficient as time goes on. Wind power is good. It doesn't kill the birds like Trump says.
You know what I wish they would do is cover sections of the highway with solar panels, like as an awning.
Yeah.
Or like on like the south sides of bridges.
Or going back to an earlier discussion, parking lots, cover them with solar panels.
Yeah. If you could make a solar panel that people could drive on top of and then just park on it, and then, like, you know, it just makes energy until it fills up.
Yeah.
Or if you want to cover the parking too, I guess that's good.
But there are ways that we can improve our electric system. There are ways that we can improve our infrastructure that aren't about regulation. It's about being environmental and being efficient.
This is why I'm going to bring this up again. I am voting Tyson Nye 2028.
Tyson Nye 2028?
Yes, we need Neil deGrasse Tyson as president and Bill Nye as vice president. That's what we need. Because these are if these were looked at as the problems that need to be solved in the country, rather than that brown person didn't fill out a form and I get to use what's the fucking ICE budget now? $1 billion.
Yeah, it's like they just got 45 billion.
Yeah.
As
So
like
let me use this $45 billion hammer to punish somebody I don't like. Like, that's where they're at. And then look at where we're at. Generational change of fucking, you know, infrastructure that has a domino effect to improve the quality of life. Like, you can't run on the stuff we're talking about because everybody wants to be racist right now.
Yeah.
And it's fucking ridiculous. So much important shit going on.
We have an explanation for why hydrogen is used for fossil fuels. So hydrogen is generated by splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen. It takes a lot of power to do that. If you could use nuclear power to produce hydrogen, then it would be better. But if we're using fossil fuels to do it, that's the bad thing.
Right.
Which is an argument always for like electric vehicles or using any sort of electricity to power. Like, let's say you have an electric lawnmower. Well, what is the power source of your electric lawnmower? If you're charging it, is it fossil fuels? Yeah.
Coal plant.
Like, that is always the thing. Like, if you're going to say you want to be carbon neutral, make sure that your power source isn't fossil fuels for your electric things. And that's one of the big complaints about Teslas is like, yeah, they're electric cars, but those Tesla charging stations, where's their power coming from? Is it solar? Is it wind? Is it nuclear? Or is it like fucking natural gas or oil or coal? That's one of the problems with our electric grid is going to have to be redone because the amount of electric vehicles in this country is increasing by a lot. and the demand on the electric grid is going to be enormous. They're saying it's going to triple in the next 30 years. And we're going to have to lay more lines. We're going to have to build more power plants. Are they going to be coal power plants, or are they going to be solar power plants? Under the Trump,
get the nukes running.
Yeah, under the Trump administration, it's all going to be fucking Kentucky coal and natural gas, and
Like,
it's going
that's
to be a
so
problem.
stupid. Like already, what was it? Windows is looking to build their own nuke facility to power their AI.
Man, the chat is brutal today. Two British pounds from Tim Ballum. For fuck's sake,
Mikey. Solar beacon roadways. I'm just coming up with ideas, all right? I'm throwing the spaghetti
out there. I've seen solar panels that were roofing tiles instead of just the big panels. They're just like shingles, solar powered shingles. That's pretty cool for houses. It's currently very expensive, but when that technology becomes cheaper,
today we're diving in.
Putting a solar roof on your house will be a lot easier because all your shingles will be solar panels. But this is all stuff that needs to be like developed, and without the funding or the research, it's not going to be.
Talk.
Say things.
Hey,
Words.
research tools. Thanks for the disclaimer. Fucking get me out of here.
Why did we go down this rabbit hole? Where were we?
Because abundance is bullshit, and the real way to fix what's wrong with our fucking country is to innovate and invest in infrastructure that is green, not to give the fucking logging CEO reign over the forests.
Right. Regulation is not the solution.
Regulation is not the problem. It needs to be. It's not even going towards things that matter. They're just regulating their own bullshit. They're just playing pageant games. They're playing stock market with lives. They're just playing games.
Oh, and going back to houses for a second, I forget who it was in the chat, but someone posted that houses shouldn't be an asset.
Yeah, I think it was Diz.
Yeah, and onion powered
17-week ban. Time out for 3,000 hours.
And that's part of the reason why housing prices are so high, is because people have too much of their wealth in a house. Like houses shouldn't be hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like $700,000 for a house is insane. It just is.
That guy's dad, he was like, oh yeah, we didn't have a 30-year mortgage on our house because the bank wouldn't give it to you because the house wasn't worth that much.
30-year mortgages, and this came from abundance. 30-year mortgages were created so that they could be traded on the stock market, so that they could be a commodity. So your house could be a commodity and an asset that could be traded. Because before then, houses weren't worth that much.
Right.
You could get a house with one income and pay off your mortgage, which was like a 10 or 15-year mortgage.
Right.
But the 30-year fixed rate
at low percentages still.
Yeah. But the 30-year fixed rate was created to be an asset to be traded on the stock market. And that's how we got the financial crisis in 2009, 2010, and the housing bubble. And another housing bubble that's coming.
That's the thing. It's all private equity. So they're just going to they'll just have them bulldoze it or leave it vacant or just whatever. And then this is what my last thing on this, my overriding fear is when these companies pull up anchor and just say, fuck it, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Who gets those homes then?
Right.
What like that is there's gonna be the secondary collapse, like the aftershock wave of what happens to the families that were trying to purchase a house, but now they couldn't buy a house, and now there's so many houses, and now everybody, you know what I mean? Do we start this shit all over again?
My last part on this is I think the thing that abundance really gets wrong about regulation and infrastructure is that you can use regulation, like you're saying, Mikey. A lot of the regulation is kind of pointless. You can use regulation to do the things that you want to do.
Right.
In zoning, you can do what's called transit-oriented districts, where you build infrastructure around, let's say your town has a rail station. You build an economy around that rail station.
Right.
You make it walkable. You have public transport to get to the rail station.
That's how we used to do it.
But it's been so, like, it's been commerce first and infrastructure second. And I think it needs to be swapped a little bit until we can catch up with what should be going on.
Yes. We wouldn't be having all these arguments if some of the basics were more solid.
Yeah.
And stable and secure, because there's you want to talk about fucking jobs. Now here we go again. There's your fucking jobs. We don't like, oh, these people don't want to work. Let them work for the fucking government and green our fucking infrastructure.
Yeah.
Or even repair.
Right.
Even if somebody like has no fucking construction experience, there's enough stuff. They'll be good by year 3 or 4. Trust me. There's years worth of shit that needs to get done.
And if you want to fucking actually fix the rail system, stop letting the rail companies bully you into fucking reducing safety standards.
That's crazy.
Like, there are so many train derailments in this country because a lack of safety or deficient rail systems. The government needs to invest in the right regulation and the right sort of practices for these rail companies, who should honestly be broken up. They're so big. There's monopolies out there with the rail system, with the fucking shipping freight trains, that need to be broken up. And the government has like given up antitrust laws at this point. That's my that's my TED Talk.
Do we get this one?
No, we didn't get that one.
Okay.
Timbalo.
2 British pounds. Solar shingles equals muskrat.
Yes, I know that Tesla was developing the solar shingles, but other companies can do it as well.
Yeah, just steal his idea. Fuck him. Because you know what?
That's your data, dumbass.
SG 2 British pounds. Nuclear power plants on the moon are the God.
Didn't Sean Duffy say he wanted to build a power plant on the moon?
If he don't shut his dumb ass up. Can you imagine? Like, we find literally the most pristine thing in nature that everyone can see. And these jack wagons are like, oh, this is like Halo Wars. Let me just put in a nuclear plant and then I'll get the supply train go. Like, fuck off, dude. You will not be putting that bullshit on our beautiful moon. Luna is a beautiful, perfect girl, and she doesn't need your fucking jewelry.
Remember when Newt Gingrich wanted to build a moon base? He was running for president. He wanted to build a moon base. Build a fucking laser on it or something. I don't know what he was thinking. He's like, we need a base on the moon.
And then we'll put bug wings on it and we can fly it around and have adventures.
God. Okay. Focus.
Back to what are we watching?
This is what we were talking about.
Oh yeah, Texas Democrats being threatened out of their hotel room.
Oh, that was all a rant because of California Democrats.
Yes.
That was the original string.
I think there was California Democrats and then Jubilee and then Abundance.
Yeah.
So
and now you guys all know my platform for when I run for president. Vote for me. I'm not a crook.
Tide goes in, tide goes out. You can't explain that.
Oh, wait.
I voted for Trump.
That has permeated the Republican Party, with race being really central. They want to give Donald Trump more control, but it is race that is the tool they are using in a deliberate effort to eliminate African American and Hispanic opportunity districts in Texas.
Congressman Williams, I love that when Raffensperger and Georgia were invoked, you found a way to say that part, because indeed the methods of voter suppression are ever evolving, and that
Her
is
hands
what
like
you
switching
are
over.
addressing in your
Yeah, I
most
know.
recent spate of legislation. Tell me how the legislation meets the moment we find ourselves in.
You're exactly right. 11,000 votes in Georgia, 5 seats in Texas, counting
Dude,
jelly beans
save
in
the
a
world.
jar 60 years ago. We might not be still counting jelly beans in a jar, but they are still attempting the same thing, and that is restricting free and fair access to the ballot for all people in this country that are eligible to vote. They want to decide who's eligible. They want to decide who you vote for. They want to let the members pick their voters and not the other way around. And you'll hear a lot of people tell you that, well, but Nikema, you've been out there and you've said that this is unfair and we should have fair redistricting processes. And you're exactly right. But this is the game that they put before us, and we will step up and we will meet fire with fire and play the same game, because we have people to protect and voting rights to protect. That's why today, on the 60th anniversary of the Voting Rights Act being signed into law, I introduced a comprehensive voting rights package with 10 bills that would expand the right to vote, make voting more free and fair across the country, and standardize these practices. The John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act that my colleague Terry Stoll has reintroduced.
I'm talking about she got ringlets, boy. Them curls is curling, boy.
Into law so that we can review.
It's like Kira when she gets out the bathtub.
The things
She's like these ringlets just falling down. I'm like,
my home state of Georgia, where I grew up in Alabama, these states with a history of discriminatory practices against voters, we can reevaluate what that standard should be, what that formula is, so that we make sure that voting rights should be equalized across the board. Because what is happening in Texas is happening in other states. We've heard people in Florida say that DeSantis might want to try it. My first 3 years in Congress, I had 3 different congressional seats, and my maps are back in court right now. They just haven't been quite as blatant as Texas. So we have to make sure that people of conscience and that are standing up for the right to vote are speaking up and not being run over in this process. So if you lay the game before us, we're going to play the hand that we're dealt.
As we were talking,
like a TI is.
I said that the Voting Rights Act was on life support earlier today, and Michael said, well, honestly, I think it's dead. And Congressman, you've got the Brennan Center really putting some very pointed comments out there, noting that the U.S. election infrastructure leaves no room for the president to insert himself, yet that is exactly what he purports to do now, directing, dismantling, and weaponizing agencies so the Trump administration can evade its responsibility to ensure the security of elections and the freedom to vote. What say you, sir? Life support, or is it dead?
Well, I hope it's not dead. We still have arguments in the Supreme Court. The Texas Republicans, of course, have yielded entirely to the call of the Justice Department to dismantle districts here. But I believe we, as Representative Williams said, and she's been a leader on voting rights legislation, we need to energize people all over this country to demand that their legislators stand up for fair play and fair maps. Representative Williams and I have supported fair maps and citizens commissions for every state in the country, but they ought not to apply only in the Democratic states and let the Republicans engage in extreme gerrymandering. I think that there is still hope out there, and we have to be the hope to bring about the change. We just heard,
real quick.
for example, that
just like we should have fucking stacked the court.
Yeah. Listen, the right way to do this is to have independent commissions fucking draw these lines.
Yep.
And it should be enacted in every single state. That should be law.
And you should not be able to just, I don't know, 5 years in.
Yeah.
At the behest of somebody in Washington, D.C. to just go ahead and redo it. Like, that's bullshit. But that's Abbott. Like, I don't know, like Texas law, like every state, for the UK people, every state has different like ways of removing public officials, and some you can't. Some you can have a recall vote or something like that. Like, it depends state by state. But I mean, good luck to the Texas Democrats. They need to impeach him over this.
Yeah.
But, like, this is not in the best interest of Texas at all.
And politicians should never choose their voters.
Right.
because once they get the ability to choose their voters, they're gonna like do bullshit like this,
and then they don't have to listen to them anymore.
Yeah, and then they don't have to listen to them anymore. If you go, we were talking about Mike Flood on Tuesday. That dude doesn't have to fucking listen to anybody.
Nope.
He got reelected. He got 60% of the vote last time. I mean, it'll be closer this time, but is he
much
worried?
closer.
I don't think he's worried.
He should be.
I mean, he should be,
one
but-
of the lady was like, "How much is fascism?" If she runs against him, he's fucking cooked.
Yeah.
He's cooked, and that's the problem because because everyone's so animated, all of the rules about running an election are gone.
Yeah,
they're all gone because if we're just going off of vibes, these normal people will out vibe you any day of the week. Remember Joe the plumber? Joe the plumber went like early. Like he's still in the Republican lexicon to this day. That was 20 years ago. And everybody remembers Joe the plumber walking up there and asking Obama a question.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, people like AOC wasn't a politician. She was a fucking waitress, man. But she had the message. She had everything's fucked up and we got to fix it.
I'm young and they haven't gotten to me yet. I can go in there and try to fight for y'all.
Yeah.
Will you let me try? Yeah, go for it. You got our full support.
What's going on in Texas is going to cause like a domino effect in every state that wants to fucking try it. It's going to be carte blanche to do whatever you want. California is looking into doing it. Illinois, I heard, is looking into doing it.
Oh yeah.
New York, Florida, all the big.
Hey, if we open up some districts,
already did it.
If we open up some districts, maybe there'll be an extra district over here.
Yeah. I mean, you can't create.
House Rep Mikey. Got a nice ring to it. House Rep Mikey.
I mean, they can't create any new seats, but they can always shuffle around some voters. And when you're gerrymandering, it's cracking or packing. You're either dividing up people into districts where it's like weak Dems all going into different districts, or you're cramming as many Dems as you can into one district so that they're spread out everywhere else. Yeah.
Sacrifice that district.
Exactly. I mean, and that's what Texas did. If you look at the map they fucking put together, that's what they did. They crammed all the Democrats in as few districts as possible.
We saw the Louisiana one.
Yeah.
Where fucking Keebler-Oath is from.
Oh yeah, MAGA Mike in his fucking snake district.
He got the brick thrown snake game district.
But Florida had the same thing. They called it the salamander district. It was just like this district that snaked along the highway. So it had as many Democrats in urban centers as they could, so they could spread everything else out.
Yeah.
And put all these Republicans in the safe districts. This is not the intent of the Constitution and the framers when they were doing representative democracy by population. They didn't want fucking representatives choosing their voters.
What do you think is a fair way?
Independent commissions, man. Like someone or a group of people who put together like cold hard numbers, a computer generated fucking map that gets approved by this commission that is, all the districts have as equal a population as you can get. And they're not divided along party lines. Like take party out of it.
What if we got rid of districts?
And you just voted a slate?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be fine too. Do fucking mixed member. Have each party come up with a slate and everyone votes and parties get representatives based on their percentages.
Right.
I think that would be fine too.
Because that's the one. Because if it's going to be a constant, arms race of gerrymandering, well, what if I took all of your checker pieces away?
Yeah.
And now there is no game.
I think that would be fine, but I think that requires like a constitutional amendment.
Yeah, because I think our voting is enshrined.
Yeah, I think
representation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we did a mixed member proportional system, it would also allow for more parties, to be honest, because then you wouldn't be trying to run candidates in every district or whatever. If you were a third party, you would just be putting candidates up on a slate, and if people voted for it, they voted for it. And if you got enough, you could get a member or two. So I'm all for that. Our current system is super fucked. This is super fucked.
Mm-hmm. And now we're over here fucking mudslinging with the fucking neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
And white supremacists just to fucking get a handle on this shit.
And like the craziest thing is like every time Trump is like, oh, what else is like a norm that I can fucking destroy? That isn't a law. Like, I suppose there's not any law saying that you can't redraw districts between census years, but there fucking should be. Like,
well, I think
crazy.
But I think in the language it says after the census is drawn, the map shall be Like,
yeah.
if it's got that language, this is illegal, and I think Abbott knows it's illegal. He's just gonna try to force it through anyway.
Well, how long is it going to take to get to the Supreme Court? Right?
Well, it's not going to get to the Supreme Court because they're not going to have a fucking decorum. There's no quorum, homie. We ain't showing up.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but the FBI got fucking enlisted to find these people and arrest them.
For what?
For violating whatever thing that they're violating in Texas.
Yeah, there is nothing. There is nothing. There is no law. There is no law that says that they have to go and sit and talk and do all that. You can't. You can subpoena them, I guess, but I guess you have to get some of the Democrats to vote to subpoena them, huh? Like this is the thing. Texas, the Democrats have taken your legislature hostage. This is what it feels like.
Yeah.
This is what it feels like. No, you're not getting a vote. Okay, try to come get them.
Right.
Try to come get them. And then you can go to court, and then you can try to get them to vote.
But
this is only going to get worse. And then you got to find each and every one of them.
Because we live in an authoritarian country, Kash Patel said, yeah, the FBI will help track them down, arrest them.
There's no bad guys out there, huh? There's no bad guys to be found?
No.
All the guys threatening to blow them up?
Yeah. So
he going to go after them, but he ain't going to go after the dudes trying to blow them up.
Yeah, exactly.
How do we know it wasn't? Never mind. Never mind. Let me stay off of that list today. I need you to put on your best sad face, Tim.
Okay.
Terrible news. Don't everybody in the chat. I'm looking. I've activated the camera on your laptop and your cell phone, and I am currently looking at you on a separate app that I have here. Okay, so I'm watching you. Don't smile.
Somebody from Doge was very badly hurt last night. You saw that.
President Trump is threatening to take over Washington, D.C. after a Doge whiz kid.
Damn.
Wow.
He got.
Wow, nice
shirt.
Nice pants.
Damn. He looks like he was in a Hell in a Cell match. Like he looks like
you lose. Perfect.
He looks like they hit him with a chair a few times. Like, damn.
Washington, D.C. after a Doge whiz kid was beaten up by carjackers.
The infamous Doge.
You better stay your ass out of D.C., boy.
You don't want zero problems.
You better get away from us.
Oh, you think you about that? You
Get
think
away
it's a game?
from us.
Lieutenant Big Balls was just jumped in D.C. The 19-year-old former Doge staffer beaten by a violent mob of minors.
Looking for drugs.
Edward Korstein, a.k.a. Big Balls, a name he chose as a joke for his LinkedIn account.
Why for your LinkedIn account? That's like the one account where you're not supposed to make up shit.
Was left a bloody mess after cops say he fought off a gang of teens.
Yo, Cap, you ain't fight off nobody.
They beat him up and took his car.
How you fight him off and you bloody?
attempting to steal his girlfriend's car.
Who's big balls?
Korstein was
You don't look like you can fight off nobody.
You can.
Oh yeah, where's Daddy Elon now? I haven't heard from Elon in forever.
He's being a good boy, eating his fruits and vegetables, drinking lots of water, and passing his drug test.
Because if he doesn't, they will kick his ass out of Tesla.
Car.
Big balls.
Korstein was hailed a boy genius when he dropped out of college to join Elon Musk's Doge.
Yo, he's not like fucking Zuckerberg or nothing. Like he's just a kid.
He's just one of Peter Pan's little lost boys.
Yeah, right. He dropped out of fucking college to join Doge. What a fucking.
He's got that weird Charlie Kirk head.
Yeah, he does have that weird Charlie.
Look
Kirk
how
head.
it's so tall all the way up. Like
it looks like it's had balloons as it goes up.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
I don't want to talk about people's heads, but like
it should fade away like a jump shot. That motherfucker is going up against the glass.
Squad to cut government costs.
One of our initiatives is to root out fraud and waste.
And today, his old boss.
Look at them smiling like,
oh, look at him. He's so cute. Ah, look at him. He's talking like a big boy.
Our baby boy.
Ah, look at him. We're so proud of him. Ah.
Yo, if y'all don't get to little neo-Nazi the fuck up out of here.
He's praising his bravery. A gang of about a dozen young men tried to assault a.
Stop it. Stop it. Now it's a dozen.
It's a gang.
Dude, come on, man. First it was a gang of 2, then a gang of 3 to 5. Now it's a gang of about a dozen.
5 million young men.
The whole earth tried to jump him yesterday. Golly.
Woman in her car, Musk says on social media. Edward ran to defend her and was severely beaten to the point of concussion, but he saved her. Carjacking is an epidemic in D.C., and 51% of the perpetrators are juveniles. And cops say 2 15-year-olds beat up big balls.
You got your ass whooped by 2 15-year-olds. You soft.
I thought it was a dozen.
You soft as baby shit. You got beat up by 2 15-year-olds.
5 British pounds from Tim Ballum. Muskrat has been awarded a multi-billion-dollar package by Tesla, hasn't he? Let's find out. Hold on 1 second.
I'll let this play out.
A year ago, my niece was shot.
The beating is sparking an outcry over violence in D.C.
This is a serious crime a mile from the White House. This isn't a joke.
Tamara Jackam's son, Eric, a 21-year-old congressional intern, was caught in the crossfire of a shootout in June and killed. Now
now I'm supposed to give a fuck about crime because your kid fucking died? Sorry.
Tim Ballum is correct. Tesla grants Elon Musk a $29 billion in stock options.
Oh, so they're giving him the additional control he asked for?
Yeah, because he's being a good boy.
I could really get us over if you just give me access to the rest of the money. I can make it all back. Watch me.
He certainly didn't turn Tesla into a toxic brand that nobody wants to buy cars unless you're a right-wing bag.
They ripped that shit off his body.
Yo, they fucking stoned him on the fucking pavement.
He said, bite the curb, big balls. Look, hey, I am not a violent person, and nor do I advocate violence, but I do know where violence lives. That's why I don't go over there.
Rock bottom.
You went over there, and the violence found you.
The president is warning D.C.'s mayor, Muriel Bowser, to crack down or he will.
And either they're going to straighten their act out in the terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run.
Oh, yes. Run the capital of our city like a fucking the capital of our country like a fucking dictatorship. That's good.
Speaking of dictators.
Let me tell you something. A president cannot humiliate himself for another president.
Eu respeito todo mundo.
I respect everyone. I demand respect towards me. I love respecting people and love being respected.
e adoro ser respeitado. Então, o que está acontecendo?
So what is happening?
A forma
The civilized way for two heads of state to negotiate is to have the will to take the decision along with Brazil.
Brasil, ele poderia ter comunicado ao Brasil.
He could have communicated with.
I love every time I hear like an old Brazilian dude speaking Portuguese, and then my little ignorant American Mexican brain be sitting here like, I can't understand none of the Spanish he's speaking. What the heck? Oh, wait. Okay. No, Mikey, this is extra to the package caught up in court. Tim Ballum, 5 British pounds.
I love Tesla.
Kate singing again. Kate, get that lampshade off your head.
Brazil. He could have called. He could have proposed a negotiation, but we
could have wrote a letter.
Statement in a completely authoritarian manner, and we are not used to negotiating in this way. Not like this.
E não é assim que nós estamos acostumados a negociar. Não é assim. Mesmo nesse momento,
In that moment, we still have a lot of people in Brazil trying to talk with Americans.
com gente americana. Nós acreditamos que país que
We believe that a country that has 201 years of civilized diplomatic relations will not throw that away because of the intemperate attitude of a president.
destemperada de presidente da República.
Towards me.
Tell them. Speaking of dictators, this isn't going to work with everybody, Trump. Like you saw how it went in Canada. Canada and Brazil would love to become trade partners.
Oh, yes.
It would be a real shame if Canada joined BRICS.
It would be.
That would be real bad for us. But we go to Minnesota.
New at 6, a concerning discovery at the U of M. Scientists say they found more than a dozen different types of mold that can do this to your plants. Adam Del Rosso explains why our soggy summer.
The fucking blight from goddamn Interstellar is here.
Jesus Christ.
No!
What's going on over there in Minnesota?
The blight's coming, dog.
Yo, the flood is going to eat Mark.
Rhododendron plant just looks like it needs a little extra love. But through the microscope, you'll see something more destructive.
It'll cause like a wilting, or it'll kill the tree or plant outright. It's really species specific, but basically mortality is the end goal for the pathogen. And it's really good at what it does.
It goes by the name Pitathra. It's a water mold that can kill many different trees, plants, and crops. Nick Ratar and his team found 22 different species in the state, 14 of which have never been detected here before.
Come on, man. Canada, y'all blowing y'all cooties down here, man. Come on, dog. Keep your cooties on your side of the fence.
Minnesota's nurseries, we ship a lot of material in from other places around the country, be it Missouri, Oregon, Washington, where these Phytophthora are a little more prominent.
Missouri is pristine.
And, that's a potential avenue for the Phytophthora to come and be introduced into Minnesota's landscapes.
Ratar is leading the research at the U, sampling plants and trees from all across the state. He says the Pitathra love our recent wet weather, potentially helping them spread even faster.
My leaves look like that.
It's a big concern, yes, for farmers, homeowners, and for like our state parks. You like going and hiking around with a nice canopy over your head. You imagine if the trees die, you wouldn't have any of that.
Ratar says his team will continue to collect samples to help with detection, but the next step will be to find out just how harmful these minuscule mold spores can be here in Minnesota.
If we know who's here, we can help mitigate the losses and the introductions into the landscape, and hopefully, not cause a lot of urban loss or natural.
Christy in the chat says, Mikey, sharing is caring. You're sharing the orange turd with the world, so the world just wants to say thank you.
No. We don't want
RFK Jr. is spreading brain worm spores.
Yes. Yes, he is.
He's got one of those Last of Us worms.
Yeah.
It's a mushroom worm. Mushroom worm.
Stand loss.
Adam Del Rosso, WCCO News.
Over. Okay. So there's that. I did the Marjorie Taylor Greene. What is this? Oh.
Chicago.
Here's your regulations.
CBS News Chicago always investigating after hearing about a senior citizen whose vacant back of the yard's home racked up a staggering $233,000 water bill.
Come on, man. She got the whole lake in her house. She got 10% of Lake Michigan on her property.
She just had the hose on all the time.
For 100 years.
Jermont Sierra live in the control room tonight with how the city is now going after her. Jermont.
Chris, this 82-year-old says the city is now threatening to garnish her pension, all because of a water bill that is so outrageous. And tonight, she's looking for help because the water department doesn't appear to be backing down on the bill she says is clearly an error. You don't need 2020 vision to see this house.
Look at this house. Clearly,
that house, $200,000 in water from that house.
Clearly, they have a water park in the backyard.
Yeah,
that
clearly
is out of shot, and that is why.
Clearly, they're filling up a large lake.
They're starting their own lake.
Like,
if they had a moat, maybe.
See, this is the problem right here. Is that like, what the fuck?
How is the city not intervened on this lady's behalf to be like, no.
What's the utility situation like there in Illinois? It's like, what do you guys pay? A water company?
Yeah.
Electric company? Like,
some people have well water. There's aquifers and wells and stuff out here that you kind of have to maintain with like a private company. But then it just runs on its own or whatever. I don't like that water. It tastes weird. It ruins your clothes. It turns everything orange.
What's
I
your
drink Lake Michigan water? So they pipe it out from the lake to me.
I see. Oh, Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your average like water bill?
$30 a month.
Yeah, that's what mine is about.
Yeah. And that's with a baby that wants to play in the backyard with the hose because it's summertime and multiple baths from messes. So
are your utilities governed by any sort of like body with the state, or they just get to do whatever they want?
All of them are privately owned. ComEd does electric, Nicor does gas. There might be some like stopgaps in place and stuff like that, and regulations to like make sure that they have this, and you can't turn things like there's some regulation like they can't turn your heat off in the winter here.
Yeah.
They've deemed it immoral, so you just gotta charge them later in the spring.
In Connecticut, we have a state governing board over our utilities. It's like say the electric company wants to raise our rates. Right. They have to get it approved by this governing board, so that it's in the best interest of the consumers of their customers. But our water company just doesn't have that. Like they can just do or say whatever they want. Like, fortunately, like water's cheap here. Like it's not like $30 a month maybe for us, but like, man, there's so many utilities and utility companies that have zero oversight. Like you said, why didn't the city go in on her behalf and say, what the fuck is going on over here? Like, obviously that house is not generating that amount of water usage.
Yeah.
So what's going on over there, and why here's the problem is these utility companies, they're fucking monopolies.
Yeah. You don't have an option.
You don't have an option. Like my utility company, my electric company, it doesn't matter. They're my electric company, whether I like them or not.
And I'm pretty sure they can put liens on your property.
Yeah. If you don't pay them.
Yeah.
That's the yard.
Sorry.
I was going to say the same thing with like water companies. Like we have I think our company is called Aquarion, and that's it. There's no other
future.
Hydrating the future. They should, that's a good slogan. They should do that.
Water that remember. I don't know.
Is abandoned.
There's no radio, there's no nothing in there.
And it's set like this for years. Diane Carley inherited the childhood property of her late husband in 2017. Yet in
So ain't nobody in there.
There's nobody in there. Obviously, nobody lives in there.
2024, the city contacted her, telling her a new water meter needed to be installed.
Why would you need to come in when there's no water there? And I'm not asking for water.
She allowed the city to install the meter, and within 6 months, she got a water bill out of this world.
I said, a bill for what? And they said, for water.
Despite no plumbing, check out what the water bill reads.
There's no plumbing?
Yo, we know what you're doing.
Yo.
We know what you're doing.
There's no plumbing.
This is unbelievable. This is totally wrong.
Turns out the city is insisting Miss Carley used more than 500,000 gallons. Now they're placing her in collection.
To what? Make the world's largest slip and slide?
She's got so much Kool-Aid. You know what it is, Tim? She's been bottling that water and selling it. She's like a little Nestle. They called her water soluble.
They're like, she drained the whole reservoir.
Right. This lady got y'all didn't notice a whole ass lake in her house?
Ready to garnish her pension.
The flooding didn't tell anybody.
Slow, I'm dumb, whatever you want to call me. But it's going to take an Einstein to figure this out. I don't care what.
She keeping it real, yo. She ain't about that life. Oh, here we go.
But it's going to take an Einstein to figure this out. I don't care what you say.
Her daughter went to City Hall to fight with no luck.
As soon as you touch our property and made entry into our property, now we have a water bill of $233,000.
The family turned to 15th Ward Alderman Ray Lopez.
And you can't get the water department to back down.
No, the most that we got was yesterday. They said, well, we'll take off $25,000 in penalties for late charges.
I've never in my life.
We'll take off all the penalties, but you still got to pay $175,000.
No, that'd still be 208.
Oh yeah, you still got to pay $200,000. Damn.
Time see the bill like that.
$80,000.
Yet for years, CBS News Chicago has uncovered countless Chicagoans who all got hosed by outrageous water bills, and it continues.
One would think that after 6 years of seeing your stories on getting hosed, people within the water department, people within the law department, and people within finance would understand that mistakes happen.
They're going to put me in a grave with this.
Don't put her in the grave.
Yeah.
Get somebody on her case, look at what it is, and then you guys need to just admit you were wrong. Because I'm talking about dozens of people were getting like 5 and 6 figure delinquent water bills.
That's
like, I just bought the house. I've been here for a year. This is my first water bill, and you're telling me it's $90,000? No. But there was some kind of some sort of shifting and plotting with the way that they tried to finance a lot of that, where they were kind of shifting the costs of renovating onto people who had these new meters, and they were just asking people to, like, well, you have to get a meter or we have to shut your water off.
Yeah.
So they let them in and get the meter, and then they say, okay, and you also agree to our new payment structure, which says that retroactively we get this, and the thing is, they don't have it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can, like, if I'm selling, I don't know, German chocolate cakes, and I'm going to an old folks home to sell my German chocolate cakes, I can't sell them for $1 million each.
Right.
The people cannot afford them. I will have to sell them for something that people can pay. Just because I want them to be worth $1 million, just because you want $200,000 doesn't mean that you're going to get it. So you need to be realistic about what you want, and then we can move forward from there. But yeah, no one has $208,000 just sitting around so that they can give the fucking water company for a property that literally doesn't have plumbing.
Right.
Dicks.
Oh, hold on, Mikey. I got something for you real quick. Here, I got the button.
Y'all just being numbnuts right now because you forget your own history.
Is that Michael Steele?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did get that one, didn't I?
Y'all just being numbnuts right now because you forget your own history.
That is a good one. Because you forget your own history. Hey, Mikey, guess what? Netanyahu says, Israel plans on taking over Gaza.
Yeah, we knew that.
But not keeping it long term,
Yeah, we knew that. And we told you guys that. We told you it was an ethnic cleansing. We told you it was a genocide. We told you that Israel is an apartheid state. We told you. We told you. We told you.
And going back to an earlier conversation, Trump seeks to omit undocumented immigrants from the census again, contrary to the Constitution. I think someone brought this up in the chat way earlier, and we were in the middle of something, so I didn't bring it up. But
mid tangent.
But yeah, you can't. The census is supposed to count everyone. I worked for the census. I think it was the 2010 census. It's supposed to count, their immigrant populations are undercounted because they are afraid of government people showing up at their house and asking them questions. This ain't going to fix nothing. This is going to, first of all, fuck over some people who need this. The census determines government aid, and I know the government's not in the business of giving aid anymore, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into these calculations and how funding is given out to states, and it also determines congressional districts.
Yep.
So House members, if you live in a House district that has a lot of immigrants and they're not going to count them, kind of fucking over those people. So that's what Trump is up to.
And the best part is, even if he gets what he wants, it's not what he desires. It's not going to do what you want. And again, he is not going to have the support that he thinks he has to just get this across. Ding Dong just instituted the tariffs.
Yeah.
These are your idea. You wanted everyone to know it was your idea. We all know this is what you think is best. Okay. And now we're going to see. So not only good luck selling it because it's fucking immoral and illegal, now you're going to have to do it while everybody's broke.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, everyone get ready in America for prices to go up at least 15%, right? At least 15 to 30 to 40%. If you want to buy a computer, good luck. If you want to buy a phone, good luck. Because that shit is going to cost a lot.
Yeah. Well, no, we'll just buy the American ones. Oh, wait, they're 3 years out.
Oh, you want to buy the Trump phone? We'll buy the Trump phone. That's still made somewhere else.
That's still made in China.
Y'all just being numbnuts right now because you forget your own history.
That button has so many uses. Yeah, man. Well, I think that's it, Mikey. I think that's all the news that's fit to print.
Fit to print.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be a good podcast name.
Oh, that is a good podcast name.
Ooh, you know what that is? That's a good Substack name.
Yeah, that is a good Substack name. Oh, yeah.
Make it right now.
Speaking of Substack, the newest episode of This Might As Well Happen went up on Substack today. It's got me and Mikey and Ollie and Mark, and we talk about Trump's tariffs, which is very relevant for today.
Yes.
So I'll put the link in the chat and, go on Substack, subscribe. It's also on the YouTube channel. It'll be for everyone for a little bit, and then it'll be for members only. And yeah, keep an eye out for new episodes of that. They're like short little podcasts. It's not like the 3-hour fucking Joe Rogan shit we're doing here. It's like 15, 20 minutes of us just chatting about one topic.
We explore.
Yes.
all answers. Yes, no, and maybe.
we are aggregating the news in what I would call a long form podcast.
We haven't talked about pirate software self-immolating yet.
We have not.
We could. Also, the Gifford fire becomes California's largest wildfire of 2025.
Yes.
And
I've been getting
Canada is also on fire.
Yeah, I've been getting all the Canadian wildfire smoke. Like we've had poor air quality alerts for the last like week, and the sky is gray with smoke particles.
Yep.
Damn you, Ollie, for sending your smoke down here.
That is Ollie's probably just token. They thought it was a wildfire. Nope, just a crosswind blew all of Ollie's smoke down here. Actually, that would be better. We need some weed smoke just going through the thing.
Yeah, this country needs to chill the fuck out.
Just to calm everything down a little bit.
Everyone needs to like just be chill. You know what else everyone needs to do? Like and subscribe to the Bin Podcast on YouTube.
They do that. Do it.
Get all your friends to do it. Get their friends to do it. Everyone.
Go on. Use your phone to get a date on Tinder. And actually get 10 dates. Get 10 dates to show up to the same restaurant on Tinder. And then just go table by table asking them to subscribe to the podcast. You have a 10% chance of one of them saying, wow, what a great friend you are. I would like to have a second date, please. The other 9 are going to slap you or throw a drink in your face. But that's what the 10th one's for.
Yeah.
That's why that's why we plan ahead.
Yeah, and just like go and watch all of our shows. Like we got, if you haven't seen it, we do Wednesdays, we do the Dinner Table where we talk about food.
I found some good food.
Yeah. And like I make food and I show it. And if you want to go and become a member, you can see those videos yourself and watch them over and over. And they got Mikey's music on them.
They do.
It's very good.
Yes.
Oh, hey, HR Johnson.
HR. Hey, HR. Howdy.
But yeah, also if you're watching on Twitch, subscribe, follow, give us your Bezos bucks.
Yeah, you YouTube people, membership. Follow us on follow us. Yeah, follow us on Twitch. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think that's it. I think I'm done.
I am making sure. Oh, here's a good story. I was trying to find something good. It took a lot.
Yeah. A nice story to end on.
Took a lot of scrolling. What's going on here? Remove.
Once in a lifetime bloom.
Here you go.
Check this out. You know, love never really leaves us. Sometimes it even blooms. One Albuquerque woman is finding comfort and beauty in a surprising burst of life from the past. Morgan Stevens is in Southeast Albuquerque, where she's been reporting on a century plant with a great love story behind it. Morgan, what are you seeing over there right now?
That's right. I'm in Southeast Albuquerque, and neighbors have been driving by to try to get a glance of this century bloom's massive, massive blooming behind me. But for the lady who actually put it in the soil, it's more than just a plant. It's lasting love. It's said that true love stands the test of time. In one Albuquerque yard.
God damn.
It's also standing at least 15 feet tall. It's in the form of a century plant that's waited 2 decades for this very moment.
He planted it and it did nothing. And it was just pretty much that right there.
Cynthia Singleton's husband, Matthew, planted it outside their home 20 years ago. Now, only a year after he died, it's in full bloom. The rare flowering stage of a century plant can reach up to 40 feet high. It's quite a sight to see.
One morning, a couple months ago, I wake up and there's like this asparagus stalk growing out of it. And it just was like 6 feet high, maybe. And just, it looked like asparagus. And okay. And then the next morning, it starts making these bloom things and growing until now it's as tall as the house.
The century plant is native to the south.
I was about to say that might be more than 15 feet.
Southwest and Mexico. Before its long life cycle ends, it partakes in what's called a death bloom, sending up a dramatic tall stalk with offshoots of yellow flowers. This rare and final act happens only once after decades of growth. Across traditions and cultures, the century plant symbolizes death and rebirth, resilience
more
and
than 15
patience.
feet.
Yeah, that is way more than 15
Event
feet.
that's
It is
both
to the top of the
celebrated and
house.
mourned, a metaphor for the duality and preciousness of life. Desert plant experts say that contrary to its name, its life cycle is 10 to 30 years, yet gives the most during its death bloom when it attracts pollinators.
For the native pollinators, they are phenomenal. I mean,
Her hat is perfectly casted in this role.
you know, as much as it's kind of the end of the line for that plant, the native pollinators really go nuts for it, which is fantastic.
To Singleton, the bloom is a reminder of their long marriage and love shared.
I felt like it was a love letter. And I sent pictures to a very dear friend of mine, and I said, "You're not going to believe what's in the yard." And she said, "That is definitely from him."
Neighbors are also in awe of its natural beauty.
I have found
There was a shadow over my dining room table, and I was like, what the fuck is an elephant?
couples standing below it, kissing, which, tears me up. And then I find trucks, pickups, cars stopped in the middle of the street looking at it. Some people get out.
And even though Matthew is gone, his widow and community are enjoying the fruits of his labor.
We all attribute this all to Matthew, who was a wonderful neighbor, a wonderful man, who was good to the community, and he's still giving to the community through what he planted.
All right. Land
A
this
reminder that love, like nature, finds a way to bloom at exactly the right time. Back to you.
Nailed it.
Good job. Good reporting. That's what we like to see around here.
It's said.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. I like that one.
Big ass succulent bloom. The size of a house.
All right, Mikey, let's land this plane.
Let's drink some water today, y'all.
Yeah, drink some water. If you're in the Canadian smoke area, stay near an air filter.
Change your air filter if you haven't.
Yeah.
It's probably full of smoke.
Don't breathe too much of that, especially if you got like asthma or.
I gotta change my filter. Maybe that's why we've had headaches.
Oh yeah, I gotta change my air conditioner filter because it's been a while, and I'm sure it's full of Canadian soot now.
Canadian potash soot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Damn you, Ollie.
We love y'all.
Bye.
Take care of each other. Oh, we didn't set an outro video. Hold on.
Set an outro video.
Bye.